So I have been on my healing journey. I recently went to Florida to visit my family, which was an amazing change of scenery and also a healthy dose of vitamin D, which I absolutely needed. I've also been doing a lot of therapy, self-care, and working on myself. And I'm happy to report that in part to doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, I'm starting to feel a lot better. At the same time, we are getting through this winter and I'm starting to see the first signs of spring off in the distance. So I'm making a comforting, uniquely delicious dish that's the type of viral recipe you're gonna wish that you thought of first. I'm Alexa, and tonight's soup dumpling lasagna is what's for dinner. This little monster keeps getting in the way of everything. Can mommy please make dinner? Can I please cook? Please? Soup dumpling lasagna, as you can imagine, it's a beautiful fusion of multiple cuisines. We're talking about Chinese soup dumplings. If you haven't had soup dumplings before, I strongly encourage you to try them at your earliest convenience. They're dumplings that have soupy liquid in the middle of them. So when you bite into your dumpling, soup comes pretty much squirting out, for lack of a better term. There's an art form to eating them politely so that you don't get soup all over yourself. But that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about soup dumplings, which are traditionally filled with pork. So we're going to be working with ground pork. That's going to be a big part of this recipe, is seasoning that pork and getting it all nice and delicious. We're adding in things like garlic and scallions and ginger and beautiful aromatics. We're also using dumpling wrappers. Basically, instead of a lasagna noodle, it's going to be a dumpling wrapper. So we've got ground pork seasoned with lots of Chinese inspired aromatics and ingredients, and then tucking them in with dumpling wrappers and building a lasagna like that. So it's so cool. It's such an amazing, genius idea that, like I said, I wish I thought of this. So genius. I can't. So we're gonna start by peeling some ginger and chopping some garlic. Ginger and garlic are two aromatics that go so beautifully in so many dishes, especially Asian inspired dishes from various cuisines. And that's gonna give a lot of wonderful flavor to our pork and the dumpling wrappers. We're gonna season every part of this dish. And I don't know the first time that anybody ever made this dish in the world. I can't speak on that, but I know for sure that Cooking with Isla was the first person to kind of start posting about this. She posts new age Chinese recipes inspired by her upbringing, and she's a wonderful food creator. And she posted about soup dumpling lasagna back in November of 2025. So right before Thanksgiving, she drops this heater soup dumpling lasagna, and she made it in like a little mug, so kind of an individual portion. So by January, all the social media chefs are making soup dumpling lasagna. It's all the rage. Now it has taken on a new life where people are making it like a full lasagna dish. It's so cool to watch how these things evolve over time, and because of my line of work, I always kind of have a front row seat to these things. And I remember I posted kind of a mini version, one just like Isla's, back in November. And then, now it's just taken on a brand new life. There's so many different versions. Isla and some other creators have also posted, you can make this with like shrimp, or you can make it vegetarian. You could do it with ground beef. I'm kind of going the more traditional method that started this whole craze, and I'm doing the ground pork because that is kind of the more traditional soup dumpling filling. We are mincing up a bunch of ginger, which we're gonna set aside and use in a second. Also garlic. Boom. Why is this the most annoying part of cooking, is peeling garlic? Like, what? These guys are not cooperating with me today, but it's okay. We're gonna persevere like we've been doing. If you also feel like cooking always becomes more chaotic than you wanted it to be, you're not alone. But the destination, I find, is almost always worth the journey and the friends made along the way. I went out last night, so maybe that's why my brain is not at its full capacity right now. I'm not hungover, but I am kind of old now. I'm turning 33, so even just having a couple of drinks makes me feel crazy the next day. I'll be the first to admit that my knife skills are not professional. I'm just a home cook, but I will say on scallions, I kind of pop off. So let's see how we do today. Of course, now that I'm trying to show off, it might be not as great, but let's go. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty good so far. Okay, that was pretty good. Ooh, ooh. We've got scallions, garlic, and ginger. Those are gonna be our 3 main aromatics that are gonna provide flavor for this dish. Now we're gonna work on building the meat mixture. Into our ground pork, we're doing 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Just smelling soy sauce makes me crave sushi. 2 tablespoons Shaoxing wine, which is a Chinese cooking wine. I unfortunately don't have that, so I'm gonna use cooking sherry, which is a perfectly decent substitute. Beautiful. 1 tablespoon of mirin, in case you're not familiar, they do have it at most grocery stores. A tablespoon of sesame oil. Now we're gonna do a hearty pinch of kosher salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. Now Szechuan peppercorns would be better here as well for a more traditional Chinese vibe, but I also did not have those. So now we're gonna add in the garlic. Okay, mix this all together. You can use your hands if you want, but I don't really feel like getting ground pork all under my nails right now and in my rings. Okay, I know this is raw ground pork, but even just with all that seasoning in there and the garlic, it smells really good. Okay, now I'm going to heat up some water in a kettle. We're gonna make basically a tea of scallion and ginger, like a scallion and ginger tea that's steeped in hot water. We're gonna use that to dunk the dumpling wrappers in. So that's what we're doing. So we're gonna put all of the ginger into a bowl, plus about 1/4 of the scallions, or more if you want. I cut up a lot, so I'm gonna use more. While my water is boiling, I'm gonna do a bit of cleaning as I go, which is not something I'm typically very good at. So I'm gonna start putting some stuff away that we're done with. Don't look at my scary pantry. Okay, I brought some water up to temperature. I did about 170 degrees, not a full boil. But now I'm pouring this over my scallions and ginger. This is gonna be like a flavorful liquid, almost like I said, like a scallion and ginger tea. And this is what we're gonna use to soak our dumpling wrappers in when we start building. Oh, even that smells so good. Okay, that's gonna soak for a minute. Let's open our dumpling wrappers. So I'm using these wonton wrappers that you can get from the grocery store. You could definitely make your own dumpling dough from scratch, but that's not a journey that I choose to go on right now. This is everything we need to build our lasagna. Like I mentioned, this trend started off as single servings, so you would build the lasagna in like a mug. But it then evolved to become more family style, and we could go extra big if we want, but it is just me right now, so I'm using this little lasagna bake tray, but you could go as big as you want, honestly. What I will say, we're going to steam the lasagna, that's how it cooks, so you need a pot to steam in that can fit your pan. So if you do an extra large pan, you want to make sure you have a pot that's big enough you can steam it in. So let's go in with our pork mixture. And pork is nice for this recipe because it has a nice fat content where you're gonna get a lot of really good flavor from the meat itself. But I'm telling you, just the smell of this is really delightful. All right, got a nice little layer. I'm curious, I wanna try to build as many layers as I can in this for you guys, but we're gonna see how many we can do. So let's make this nice and flat. Now our wrappers, they need to get dunked in the water to activate them pretty much. And what's great about that is, like I said, we made this delicious ginger and scallion tea, and that's gonna flavor our dumplings. I am going to strain it real quick just to make things easier, so I'm not like dodging scallions, but that's not 100% necessary. Look at that, it's literally scallion and ginger tea. Like, I would drink that. Now we're going to dunk and build. Dunk and build. If you have OCD, this might start to drive you nuts because these squares don't fit in here perfectly, but I'm just gonna kind of overlap in some areas. Ooh, that's driving me nuts there in the back. What I'm going to do is actually cut a few of these wrappers to make them small in the back. Oh, those fit nice. You don't have to be all OCD with it like this. Everything will be great, even if it's not like the perfect fit, but my OCD is acting up, so we need it to fit right. Now we're going to continue that process that I just did until we reach the top. Now I wanted to take a minute here to thank everybody who reached out and commented and left nice notes about what I talked about in my last video, which was my unfortunately very intense couple months of severe depression. And I wish I was exaggerating when I say severe depression, but my therapist diagnosed me with that after doing, there's a series of tests and questionnaires that you answer about like how many times in the last 2 weeks have you felt X? Have you felt hopeless? Have you felt like you didn't have a choice, or that you felt like completely unable to participate in your life? So they ask you questions and you answer honestly, and then they diagnose you. Unfortunately, my questionnaire did come back with severe depression, so that was hard to hear. I have never been depressed before. I have been diagnosed with anxiety in the past, and I do take medication. I do take 2 different SSRIs that are both geared for anxiety and depression, and it helps tremendously. When I was first diagnosed with anxiety, I was a severe hypochondriac and had really, really severe health anxiety. I would check myself into the urgent care or the emergency room like almost every month. So I had never taken medication like that in my life, and I had a doctor who finally really convinced me to try Lexapro, if you're familiar. Sorry if this is like weirding you out that I'm talking about my medications, like shout out HIPAA, but I like to be very forthcoming about this because getting on medication really did save my life at the time. That was back in 2016. So that really changed everything for me and made me able to function again. And I have never had depression really at all. As you know, I've had a couple of bad days or rough patches here and there, but nothing as severe as what I just endured this past winter. My psychiatrist who refills my medications and my therapist both said that they did not think that my medications needed to be changed or that it was due to seasonal depression. It was really a grief-based depression. And quick recap, if you didn't watch my last video, I unfortunately lost my soulmate cat in August and then one of my best friends in December. So within a matter of 5-ish months, I had 2 like very, very traumatizing losses in my life. And in the middle of winter and being alone, that really sent me down like a pretty dark place. So all the experts that I had in my life that are my doctors and therapists did say that it was grief-based depression. So, I mean, obviously everybody can have their own opinions. I fought through it and I did a lot of therapy, and I've been doing all the self-care things, you know, exercising a lot, trying to get outside more, spending time with people and doing all of that. And it's definitely helped a lot, thank God. So yeah, I just, you know, wanted to take a moment to call out that if you're going through something similar and feel like what you're feeling isn't normal or that nobody else feels this way, that's just not true. I know that there are so many people out there that are either diagnosed or undiagnosed with depression that go through this. You know, there were so many days where I felt like just existing was so hard and not enjoyable. And it was something that that scared the shit out of me, if I'm being honest, to have such a disdain for existing. And that's never been me. I've never felt like that before. So it was really scary. And I'm just really grateful that the therapy and the self-care and everything else is working. I feel a lot better. Anyway, back to the recipe. I'm gonna top the final layer with some more scallions. You can do that on each layer also if you want. Choose your own adventure. It's lasagna. And then I'm also going to do a layer of toasted sesame seeds on this top part too. And now this is optional. I did do this when I made my small mug version of this recipe. To create the effect of soup dumpling, we obviously want this to be kind of soupy. Dunking the dumpling wrappers in the water will make it wet, but I liked kind of having that like runny, soupy consistency when I made it in the small version. So for the large version, I'm gonna do the same thing. I kind of like peeled back like a little part of the lasagna like that and poured some of the water in so it could kind of like get into the crevices. Do it over here too. Just give you some more water. Oops. Just let that like absorb, kind of like tuck into the layers. And that is, again, to kind of give this more soup consistency. And then do one last layer of dumplings on top. Looking good and feeling gorgeous. There she is. I filled it about 1 inch high with water, and the reason for that is we're putting the pan of lasagna in there. Perfect fit. So that's gonna steam it from the bottom. Oh my God. Excuse me. She's back with a vengeance. Can you please let me finish? I just fed you. You had your dinner. Can I have mine? No. Now that our water is starting to boil, I'm going to add on the lid so that everything can steam. Now it's gonna steam in here for about 20 minutes until the pork is cooked through. So we can hang out in the meantime. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, so we are going to use a meat thermometer to check the internal temperature. Oh, she's looking good. Oh my God, I'm really pumped about this actually. So for ground pork, we want an internal temperature of about 160 degrees. Oh, it smells so good. Sorry it wasn't a very good sunset today. Very cloudy. All right, looks like our steaming work here is done. Now the hard part is going to be getting it out of the hot water. Okay, she's been rescued. Beautiful. Oh my God, that smells good. Jesus. Okay, time to garnish the top with a little bit of soy sauce. And now fun thing is to put some spicy chili crisp on top. I'm using this one here, but there's a lot of really great brands of chili crisp out there, whichever one speaks to you and your soul. This is gonna be so good. I'm starving, I'm excited for this. Now I'm gonna do some extra toasted sesame seeds on the top and some of our scallions. She's so beautiful. Can we just have a moment for our girl? Okay, it's time to cut into her. I cannot tell you how good this smells. Get around the edges here so we can lift out some pieces. Oh my God, look how good. Oh my God, it's so sick. Okay, let's get this on here so we can take a little bite. Oh my God, this is magical. Ooh, and it's like nice and soupy down there. You can see this is like that soup dumpling factor where you've got like the brothiness and that liquid is just like full of flavor. It literally looks like lasagna. So sick. We've got lots of layers. I'm gonna get some of the liquid on here. Oh yeah, cheers. That is heaven. We've got some spice from the chili crisp. We've got like a warm, comforting, ginger, soupy feeling coming from that broth. The pork is seasoned beautifully, so the pork is just like absolutely delectable. The dumpling wrappers are like perfectly squishy. It's really good with that kind of extra juice, and the juice is kind of like a little bit fatty from the pork, but not too fatty. So I think having that pork as the protein is really good because it's got some fat, but it's not too heavy feeling, and everything just comes together so wonderfully. It's just really, really special, and I hope you try it. This is a really good one. Unclear how much of this I'm gonna eat, but probably a lot. I have so many more fun dinner ideas to show you, so thank you so much for being here and watching and staying with me through this journey. Would greatly appreciate you liking and subscribing, and we'll see you at the next one. I'm gonna eat so much.